Hi students, welcome back to our grade 7 science class. We are now in module 4 and we will be discussing about saturated and unsaturated solutions. Let's have a recap. What is a solution? Solutions are mixtures that appears as one. They are called homogeneous mixtures. Homo means one and genus means appearance. Your favorite juice drink, the air that you breathe, even the jewelry that you wear are all examples of solutions. They are a mixture of different substances, but they look as one. Solutions are classified into two, saturated and unsaturated solutions. Before we proceed, let's have a quick check of your knowledge on our lesson. Let's play fact or bluff. You may get a piece of paper for you to write your answer. Are you ready? Let's have number 1. Saturated solutions contains less solute. If you answered bluff, you are correct. Number 2. All solutions are saturated. Is it a fact or a bluff? If you answered bluff, then you are correct. Number 3. To make solutions unsaturated, add more solute. Is it a fact or a bluff? If you answered bluff, then you are correct. Number 4. Soft drinks is an example of unsaturated solution. Is it a fact or a bluff? If you answered bluff, then you are correct. Number 5. To make a butter saturated, melt it. Is it a fact or a bluff? If you answered bluff, then you are correct. How did you score? If you were not able to get the correct answers, then it's totally okay. The next activities will help you understand more of the types of solutions. So, what are you waiting for? Let's get started.
Walk my guilty, it's the guilty, nasty lemon.
Any observation from the video clip? Some of you may say that you suddenly feel like making a glass of refreshment. Does the product in the commercial the same in real life? If you answered no, then you are correct. How about its color? Definitely, it's not the same in real life. How about the taste? Is it the same in real life? If you answered no, then you are definitely correct. In real life, the color of a perfect iced tea drink is not as light in the commercial. It is usually darker in color. Light color tells us that the amount of powdered juice is not yet enough to the amount of water. Darker color, on the other hand, tells us that the amount of powder is enough to the amount of water. In dealing with saturated and unsaturated solutions, all we need to look after is the amount of solute. Solute is the amount that we dissolve. In the picture, what do you think is the solute? If you answered coffee, then you are correct. Lesser amount of solute than the amount of the solvent can dissolve is considered unsaturated solutions. Enough solute dissolved in solvent is considered saturated solutions. Solute particles suspended at the bottom of the solution tells us that the solution is already saturated. In this illustration, which glass do you think contains more solute? Is it glass A or glass B? Glass A contains lesser solute while glass B contains more solute. You can easily tell with the way it looks. Lighter color is unsaturated and darker color means saturated. To know more about the lesson, please watch this simple activity that might help you understand more about the different types of solutions. Make sure to jot down notes while you are watching so you can answer the guide questions that follow.
Solutions like sugar in water has two components. The two components of solutions are solute and solvent. Solute is a substance that dissolves in solution. It is usually present in small amounts. In this mixture, the solute is sugar because sugar dissolves in solution and is usually present in small amounts. Now, let's talk about the solvent. Solvent is a substance that dissolves a solute. It is usually present in greater amount. The solvent in this solution is water because water dissolves sugar and is usually present in greater amounts. Between solute and solvent, we will focus on the solute. The ability of solute to dissolve in solvent is what we call solubility. Solubility is a maximum amount of solute that can dissolve in a given amount of solvent at a certain temperature. The amount of dissolved solute produces three types of solutions. Here's an experiment about the three types of solutions based on the amount of dissolved solute in solvent. Unsaturated solution is a solution that contains less solute than the maximum amount the solvent can dissolve at a given temperature. Its color is lighter than saturated and supersaturated solutions. Saturated solutions is a solution that contains the maximum amount of solute dissolved by a given amount of solvent. The color of saturated solution is intermediate between unsaturated and supersaturated solutions. Supersaturated solution is a solution that contains more solute than the maximum amount the solvent can dissolve at a given temperature. Its color is darker than unsaturated and saturated solutions. It has an excess solute or sugar which can no longer dissolve. Let us sum up. The three types of solutions are unsaturated, saturated, and
After watching the video clip, try to answer this activity. This table will sum up your notes to have a quick guide about saturated and unsaturated solutions. Now, try to check your work. Saturation of solutions can be compared based on the following properties. Number 1, color. Number 2, taste. Number 3, amount of solute. And number 4, particles of solute present in the solution. For unsaturated solutions, they are usually lighter in color. On the other hand, saturated solutions are darker in color. For the taste, almost tasteless or bland for unsaturated solutions, while we achieve our preferred taste with saturated solutions. The amount of solute is not yet enough for unsaturated solutions. Still, it can dissolve more, while enough amount of solute is present in a saturated solution. Hence, it can no longer dissolve. For the particles present, particles of solute are not evident for an unsaturated solutions. Undissolved particles are present in saturated solutions. Here are the points to consider when you are dealing with saturation of solutions, whether to tell if they are saturated or unsaturated. Number 1, qualitatively, by using our senses. Our sense of sight, sense of taste are evident in this time. You can compare the color, whether they are dark or light, the taste, whether they taste bland or taste good, and the particles present, whether they have undissolved particles or no particles evident. Number 2, you can compare them quantitatively or using measurements. How much solute is present in the solution? Is the solute enough for the solvent or is the solute not enough for the solvent?